Okay, we're down here at SEMA in Las Vegas checking out the show for the first time in 2 years. This is 2021. I did film this event back in 2019 when the channel was very small. I think we had a few hundred subscribers at that point. Obviously it's grown a lot since then. This is actually a new hall. I think this is the West Hall that was built. I think they were actually building it last time I was out here for SEMA. So now it's completed, so now there's more displays over here. I'm gonna try to do the inside stuff first, and then we'll do the outside stuff. Because if the inside stuff gets too crowded, maybe they'll tag the line. I don't know, that's just my strategy right now. So let's go check out what's here at SEMA. All right, I'm still waiting to get in the show. It opens in about a half an hour or so, but I'm up here on the Sky Bridge, and you can see the outside area here at SEMA. A lot less stuff than normal. Normally this whole area is filled with cars, and way over there, and that this whole street here is usually filled with show cars. They do have the bigger hall, the new hall, so they do have that where a lot of the trucks are now this year that would normally be outside, but still nowhere near as many as there has been in prior years. I've been to this 3 times before. I'm going to get to the outside, but I'm going to do the inside first. But just to give you an idea, you can see the monorail go by there. Obviously the crowds aren't as big. I remember coming last time and having to wait in a giant line like over here to get in over there, which is not the case this year. So let's go wait to get in, and as soon as I get in, I'll show you more of what's here. All right, so the main show still isn't open, but I can show you some of the cars that are in areas that I can get to right now, such as this 67 Pontiac Firebird. I think I saw a thing online about this car. The guy actually works for Hot Wheels. See, it's sort of got a brushed metal with the clear coat on it. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of these new Corvettes here. As well as these Toyota Supras. BMW. It's like something you'd see at Radwood, like times about 100. This Ferrari. There's sort of an interesting car. It's actually a Mustang 2, but it's got sort of like the wheel flares from a more modern Mustang. And it's obviously like a full race, heavily modified car. And I believe that is actually a stock Mustang color, if I'm not mistaken. So I have seen Mustangs that color. The way they did the back looks a little bit more Maverick to me, but you can be the judge. And if you're a fan of my channel, you probably watched my video on my 59 Galaxy I just picked up. It's far away from the 63. And my eyes. So it looks like the didn't get a passenger seat in there. Oh, maybe it's like for race, that's why. Sometimes you find cars at SEMA where they're not finished. But I don't think that's the case with this one. This Accord or Auburn.
Oh, what is it? Oh, yeah.
It's a John D'Agostino custom. There's a 55 Chevy. The LS in it. Of course, everyone's looking at all the cars now that are in the area you can get to before 9 o'clock, so it's a little difficult.
The only thing I have running right now definitely is not painted and shiny.
Yeah.
Although it's weird.
It's already getting very busy in here as we check out this 63 Chevy Impala station wagon. 409 in it. So it's got like a 59 or 60 dashboard in it. They made it into a two-door wagon. There's a lot of custom work on this station wagon here. See, everyone's still waiting to get into the show. There's one of the new Broncos. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of new Broncos here. The only ones I've seen on the street so far are the Sport. I think I've seen one of the ragtop ones the other day in a parking lot. Other than that, they've all been the Soccer Mom version, which is the Sport. This one's obviously had some off-road duty. I guess we have a countdown to when they open up the show. Here we go. For a long day of walking and filming, I'm bringing you some cool stuff here at SEMA 2021. Okay, we're going to start with the Ford display since the last car I bought was a Ford. And it's right here, so it's another good reason. She got this, it's like a 67 Fastback. The 64 Galaxy.
You know, put a set of headers on it, it breaks that up.
It's no 59 with a straight 6, but what is? If you don't get that joke, you need to watch my last video.
I think you're doing.
I think all the photographers and videographers have the same idea to get in here as early as possible. How about a surfboard rack for your Mustang? This place just opened and it's already packed. It's the Mustang Mach-E. I'm still not sure why they called it a Mustang, but there's a Bronco with a very retro color scheme with the 70s looking rainbow down the side. It's like something you'd want to have on your van. I think the interior is mainly stock, but not sure if that's like a package you can get from Ford, but it would be kind of cool if it was. And how about a metal flaked Bronco? I don't know if the metal flake's going to show up in the video or not. Another Mach-E. Shelby edition. Okay. This is a Bronco done up for fire rescue. I realize there's probably going to be a lot of videos up of this event, so if you're watching mine, I do thank you, and be sure to subscribe if you like classic vehicles, such as 1959 Ford Galaxies with a factory straight six. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. And about a Bronco for going off in the snow. And later on this week, we'll be doing Lemons Rally, ending in San Luis Obispo, for 3 days of fun in either a 67 Imperial or a 61 Plymouth Savoy four-door, whichever one is not broken by Friday. And if those fail, we're just going to do it in my van again, like I did in 2018. Not a van again, but my van again, my 1983 Dodge van. The Roush edition. There's a Bronco done up for off-road with a winch on it. Yeah, I secretly want one of these Broncos, but car payment right now would not be good for me. So it's the Grand Marquis that made it up here for me. This is my first time seeing the new Maverick. It's actually a much more professional film crew over there.
We have what's called a torque curve.
It's done by Tucci Hot Rods.
Yes, sir.
I still prefer my 70 Maverick I had, my two that I had.
Yeah.
I'm sure as inexpensive as these are, they're going to be extremely popular for customizing, especially among younger people. And they're really pushing the Mach-E this year. That one looks fairly stock though. We're going to be doing the LA Auto Show actually in a few weeks. I've got press passes for the press preview days. And I got shot down for press passes for Grand National Roadster Show. You know, my video from last year is currently at 59,000 views. I'm sure it's going to sell them some tickets this year. I do get a lot of people saying they went to specific shows because they saw my video. So that was a bit of a surprise. So apparently YouTube is not a real media organization according to the Grand National Roadster Show. So I'll have to buy a ticket, not be able to get in an hour early so I can shoot stuff without people walking all over it. And that's just how it's going to happen. And the Grand National Roadster Show are going to have to get it with the 21st century here and realize the internet is a real thing, and so is YouTube. Not that I'm bitter about it. Let's see the newer F-Series pickups, complete with all the gear. Obviously the overlanding stuff has become a massive business, especially during the pandemic. So I said, we're doing Lemons Rally next weekend in probably a 67 Imperial if we can sort out the radiator by then. So this is like an endurance week. This is like the first week I'm going to be away from my daughter for over a week ever since she was born. So, but I do it all just to bring all this stuff to you guys. There's a Chevy Cameo pickup with 4 Thunderbird handles. Of course, it's LS powered. Oh, this is Malibu. Here's the car everyone's screaming about on the internet. This is, of course, Project X. And they decided to put a crate electric motor in it. Of course, this has been a magazine car for various magazines since the mid-60s, showing people how to do various things on their own rides. And a lot of controversy because they went with an electric motor, which, I don't know, they probably could have got another 57 and done it and left this one the way it was, but I'm going to show it to you anyway because this is one of the ones everybody's talking about, so especially on the internet.
Even doing your setup, I feel like I added.
Not sure if I would electric convert any of my classics, unless they were missing a motor or had a locked motor or something. Then it might be fun. But
Anything Holly related?
there it is. There's a concept truck called the Chevy Beast. Try to get it and not get other people's shots here, which is very difficult. I had to stop and do a quick short on YouTube of the 57 Chevy Project X. So at least I can get a video up of that before we get this big long video up, which hopefully I'll have up this evening, if not tomorrow. I'll show you some more of the detail now that there's fewer people videoing it. Here's a 3rd gen Camaro, the 632 motor that Chevrolet just released, which many feel should be in Project X. So we're not going to get too into it, but please don't turn my comment section into just about Project X. But I did have to bring it since it was probably one of the most talked about cars this year at the show. It's done by the Hoonigan people. There's a whole Hoonigan thing outside, so I'll bring you that probably later on in this video when we get back out there. So this is the 2022 Copo Camaro. Obviously for track use only.
But lately we've been trying to get it to where we can actually sell it once we're done with it.
So it's the plastic on the steering wheel. Okay, so I came in the other hall to show you the Chip Foose experience, which is various cars that he's built over the years. including I believe there's a couple overhauling cars as well. Honestly, the show this big, it's not as big as it's been in like previous years. Obviously, I know you can't get the overseas people coming over yet until I believe it's next week on the 8th is when they're going to start letting folks from out of the country into this country. So if you look, this normally would be all exhibitor space most years. So I imagine all the exhibitors couldn't come over. So look at this customized 57 Bel Air. This one, it's a little more stock looking. Obviously not stock because it's a Foose car, but I'm going to try to get as many things here at SEMA. Obviously, you can't shoot everything. In fact, every year I do this, there's always stuff that I missed that I see later on someone's social media or another video or something like that. There's no way to film everything here, unfortunately. But I try to bring as much as I can. So, because I know not everyone gets to go to this show, obviously. And I even have a lot of people overseas who watch my videos and people who tell me they can't get out to shows anymore. So it's always nice to bring them these videos. So at least they can see what's going on in the classic car world. And check out this coupe. Chevy, like a 54. Not sure if Chip Foose is going to be doing autographs, but I've got a Cars Land pin set from Disney that was designed by Foose. Someday I'd like to get him to autograph it. And it was from when Cars Land first opened Disney's California Adventure. And it was a limited edition. I believe it was about 200 sets they made of that pin set. So look at this 69 Camaro. I've been to a few shows over the years where he was there, but I believe this one was his father's truck that he redid for him. Let me go around this way. There's somebody shooting that way. Pick up this F1. I believe they even did this one on the overhauling show, if I'm not mistaken, for Foose's father. Big Cadillac. A very deco front end. Unfortunately, we're getting to the time of the year where there's going to be fewer and fewer car shows. So I'm planning to work more and more on my cars as time allows. Hopefully I'll be getting over to see if I can get the 59 Ford running and then decide what's going and what's staying in my stable of project vehicles. But the 59 Ford video looks like it got a really good response. So I'm going to try a little bit harder to make sure that thing runs. Well, I'm sure it will. El Dorado. Off the El Dorado. It's called the El Dorado. Yeah, I will be doing Grand National Roadster Show despite them not giving me a press pass. Although I sent them an email back explaining to them that It says you're not a business. I go, well, I get paid by YouTube. Not very much, but I do get some ad revenue from YouTube. I do claim it on my taxes. I do write off what I can, which makes it a business in my boat, in the way I think. So we'll see what they say. I'm trying not to get anybody else's shots here. I remember seeing this Jaguar at SEMA a few years ago, actually. I'm guessing 3 years ago. Because I do remember this XKE. You can see they have a stage set up, probably for Foose to speak later on. So now I really did wish I brought my pen set with a silver marker. I might have been able to get him to sign it. But, I'd hate to have to lug it around all day. Nice 32 Roadster. That's just classic. Got this 5-window coupe.
April, yeah. Aye.
I remember seeing this one, I believe, at Grand National Roadster Show. Years ago. Obviously it was in magazines and such. This is the Dodge. Yeah, this was probably done back in the 90s, I believe. I remember seeing this in like Hot Rod magazine. I don't know how many years ago. Look at that head unit, and there that kind of dates the build. that old stereo head unit. Little Chevy. This is called the Black Bow Tie. The 1965 Impala.
Like, I mean, here they're trying to get a good picture.
Except for the 2 mirrors and the store. That's it.
Cars here. It's called the Stallion. My ex-wife actually sent a 59 Edsel I had into overhauling, but I never got picked, so I wound up restoring the car myself anyway. Unfortunately, I did sell it a few years back. called the Grandmaster. Not sure if he made one called the Melly Mel either. Okay, so the Mopar guys are probably wondering when I'm going to start showing some Mopar stuff. As we go to the Stuart Warner booth, they have this Hellcat swapped Challenger. And if you like Challengers and Cudas, last week I posted a video, or 2 weeks ago I posted a video from the, no, it was last week, from the Fall Fling Mopar show. There's a bunch of them out there. Alright, so we're over at the MP booth, and we're going to check out this Beetle for Baja. I can't remember what class this. There was like a special class for the stock bodied ones. It's supposed to be like one of the more budget classes that you can get into now. I think that's what this one runs. And I believe they have to have a mostly stock motor. Not sure if that's the class this one runs or not, but sitting at the MP booth, we got this Transporter, the Safari pop-out windows. I don't think they did the Octo meet this year. Last year I went to that and shot a video on it, and it was just nothing but early Transporters. Had a good time. I took my daughter. She even had a good time. And it's very hard to get my daughter to go out to a show. But, I guess I just missed the unveiling of this Toyota Pickup. So you see everyone's looking at it. I'll be doing more video unveiling, or car unveilings, I guess, at the LA Auto Show in a few weeks. So I thought they stopped using the TRD name for some reason. I thought that's what I read. This is the TRD Desert Chase Truck. And if you're still using TRD as a name, you probably shouldn't put Desert next to it because you know exactly what people are going to call it. Just a thought. Alright, back to more Mopar action. Got this Roadrunner.
So it's like a factory car.
426 modern Hemi. How about this Audi with the very retro 80s paint job? This Quattro here.
He allowed us to put his sticker on there, so that's good. That's cool.
Pardon me? Oh, sorry about that. Says they ran it up Pikes Peak. Or how about an LS in a Mini? Yep, that's exactly what that is. So I'm sure a ton of work went into this one, obviously. Fuel cell in the back, the radiator with the electric fans. Didn't have all those stickers, it'd be the ultimate sleeper. There for all you donk fans. So we need Impala. Looks like they haven't finished it yet. Like I said, every once in a while you'll find stuff here that's just not quite finished yet, but it's like they're getting very close. You can imagine these builders often are on tight deadlines to get these things finished. Put in the trunk. I'm assuming they're going to carpet it and all that. Don't see as many donks on the West Coast. It's more of like a lowrider crowd. But so this 69 Camaro. There's a couple more EV converted classics. We got this Ford Bronco as well as this Chevy C10. You can see the under hood there's been converted into a trunk. Guessing everything's just sort of tucked underneath. As you can imagine, these are getting quite a bit of attention. Not as much as the Project X, obviously. See the gauge cluster there. Alright, so I came by a little earlier. They were doing a presentation with Jay Leno of the cars that were under the cover, including this F-150, and there's a vintage Mustang over there. See if I can go over and shoot that. It's obviously a lot of the press is still here. I couldn't get anywhere near here when this was going on, so I figured you'd want to see it anyway. I'm guessing there's still a few celebrities over there. Now, one year I was here for the unveiling over here at the Ford booth, and it was Snoop Dogg, but so I'm not sure who it was this year. But I'll see if I can get over there and maybe shoot that Mustang as well. I believe it was like Kenny Chesney or one of the country stars, Keith Urban, whatever it is. I'm sorry, I'm not up on the modern country artists. I listen to old country, as I do. But that's, I believe, his 69 Mach 1 Mustang.
I also have like an AR they make refurbished.
Alright, so as I was saying, I'm not really up on the modern country stuff, so I can mess that stuff as much as possible. But if you do like music that's old, like I am, check out my other channel, Mike Finds Things. Link will be in the description of the video. I find a lot of cool old records, stuff you've probably never heard of, stuff you have, and everything in between. This is the Craftsman Booth. So, of course, we used to buy at Sears, which is no longer around. They actually just closed the Sears in Pasadena. This vintage Ferrari race car. But so if I butcher some of these celebrities that I don't know, I'm sorry, but so don't jump all over me. But let's get back to the cars. And there goes Mr. Leno right there. All right, so there's our celebrity sighting. As we go into looking at this cool Mustang. Yeah, they're escorting Mr. Leno wherever. Of course, I've sold him a car and done some motorcycles for him in the past. Now we're at the Barrett Jackson booth, where they have this customized 59 Buick Tudor hardtop. I'll be honest, this show is nowhere near as big as it was in previous years for obvious reasons. This is just wild. This one's going to be coming up for auction at the Scottsdale auction. I realize I just said auction twice in one sentence, but forgive me for that. With this stitched interior. It's got the door handle kind of tucked away under the trim there. So there's a lot of touches, a lot of cool custom touches on this Buick. another one coming up for auction that I obviously can't afford, a 67 Corvette Stingray. So a resto mod. I took a break a little earlier and I checked my messages. I'm selling a jukebox on Marketplace, and the header on the ad says 1961 Seaberg jukebox. And one of the first things I say in the ad is that it's not working and needs restoration. So of course I get a message on Marketplace. What year is the jukebox? And of course, does it work? So I think people are getting dumber and dumber every year. But that's me. That's just what I feel. There's Eleanor. So it's got a Boss 429 in there. Oh, it's a Boss 572. So still. Of course, from the Gone in 60 Seconds remake. I still prefer the original, and I still own it on DVD and VHS. That's me. There's some like remote control lowriders here.
RT with the control.
Ready to run? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it'd be the.
Where you guys out of Phoenix?
Phoenix, yeah. Yeah.
More remote control action. Okay, I decided to take a walk outside to get some fresh air, and we're going to shoot the stuff out here now because it's about 11 o'clock. As we check out this heavily modified Jeep. Okay, with the tracks. And of course, it wouldn't be SEMA without the lifted trucks with the giant rims that have never been off-road. But there's one right there. This is the GT SSC. It started as a 2001 C5 Corvette, and he made a supercar out of it. Okay.
Ribs up and down and does all the motions.
Now we got not one, but two engines in there.
Well, they've got,
Yeah, the big one was a big one. Yeah, that day. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, these guys have a little electric.
12.4 liters for you. Okay. Got this over here. This is a full custom.
that's what we do. Pretty cool.
Trying to figure out what it started out life as. It has Lincoln wheel covers on it, but it's not a Lincoln, I don't believe. It's a it's a Mercury. Oh, maybe it is a Lincoln. It's extremely modified. It's a 53 Ford Custom Line. Through, check out this Chevy Pickup. I actually had one that was painted a very similar color, but all the paint was actually cracking on it.
Just like that.
It's like a very slammed Ford Pickup. This is an international cab over. Nice houndstooth interior. Pop out front window. Nice thing about the outside stuff at SEMA is if you happen to be in Vegas and you don't have a SEMA badge, you can actually still look at the stuff that's outside. Of course, this year there's not as much stuff outside, but imagine in coming years it'll get back up to speed once again. I like to show the unusual stuff that happens to show up at SEMA, such as this rig. It's got a Cummins diesel in there. Check out this 64 Impala. Very reminiscent of the Gypsy Rose. The chain link steering wheel. Looks like he took two consoles. He put a second console in the back seat. The full metal flake top. He's into this Cadillac El Dorado. And it's got a flake on it. Looks like it's got a bunch of ash on it, but that is all flake. But it kind of gives the, I don't know if it's going to pick it up, but it gives the illusion of like ash from a fire. Oh, maybe it is dirty. The window's dirty. Nope, I think that's in the paint. Yeah, there's definitely so much more interesting stuff over here than this twin supercharged Chevy Pickup. With a drift brake. With this 62 Cadillac convertible. It's been LS swap like everything else.
You're in the spot, dude. I'd love to be on that. I got a pole in the front of mine.
And we got duct tape. There's a 62 Country Squire. I used to drive a 62 Country sedan pretty much daily about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Still wondering what the hell I was thinking when I sold it, but mine had a 352 with a Cruise-O-Matic in it. Of course, this one's been modernized. This one's a Pep Boys truck, which, as far as I know, all of them are closing up. It could be becoming advanced auto, at least the ones out by me. But not sure why they didn't stick with the Pep Boys name, because it's extremely well known. It's hauling a Model T. And here we have a pair of Toyota Land Cruisers. And of course, the prices on these have gone sky high, similar to the Broncos and the Scouts and things like that.
Yeah.
We got this larger model. It's kind of an interesting cart. Not sure if it's Corvette based or exactly what it is. It's got like a manufacturer tag on it, so oh, it's a Polaris. So, but it's got a V8. So it is a Polaris slingshot, but obviously modified. That thing is absolutely wild. First I thought it was just a cut down Corvette or something. It's a lot of the unusual stuff you see at SEMA. I'm going to show you this Ford. We're getting more and more crowded here. Let's check out this patinaed C10 short bed. That was a 57. Speaking of 57s, I posted the short earlier as a separate video as the short, one of the vertical looking ones. And it's actually getting a few views, but it's getting a few downvotes. I'm guessing people don't like the conversion. Yeah, I pretty much just posted it since it's generally probably the most controversial vehicle here this year. I'm going to do a quick walk through some of these outdoor show cars, including this 1969 Camaro. We got mini truck. These are actually getting popular again. I'm going to turn the binger off on my phone, otherwise that's all you're going to hear. Unfortunately, I've been getting a lot of texts today. The 66 Impala lowrider.
Oh, I need to go wash off my
He was older.
A Bronco. And a minivan.
Don't want to.
Get this Pontiac Trans Am. This is Ford F1. Now I got this 60s Ford F-Series. See the tire coming up there. Got this Willis pickup. Sweet. So these are some of the Corvettes that were given away by VH1 back, I think in like '89. And I was actually at the thing when they gave them to the guy who won it in Culver City when I was in junior high. I went down to the ceremony they had. And I still have a t-shirt and a CD and I got a t-shirt and a 45 record. I still have the 45 record of like whatever Beach Boys song they were promoting at the time, which is one of the later non-original. It was like the Mike Love Beach Boys at that point, not Brian Wilson or anything like that. But these guys were here like 2 years ago at SEMA promoting this contest, and I would have figured they would have given these away by now. So, but you can win all, I believe it was like 36 Corvettes. It was one of every year Corvette up until the year that they actually gave them away. So, sort of interesting, but I'm a little worried. I'm like, why would, they were doing this 2 years ago and they haven't given them away yet, which is kind of odd if you ask me. This one's called the Casa Nova, get it? It's got the wild, it was always popular in the 90s paint scheme. Very flashy though. Sort of looks like a tribal tattoo that you wish you didn't get in 1995, but it's a very nice build other than, not a big fan of those graphics though. There's a 72 Plymouth Satellite with electric motor in it. I guess you couldn't find a motorhome 440 or something.
That's a story on TikTok I was following.
About a 59 Chevy two-door wagon with 56 style trim. There's an Austin Healey bug eye. It's been modified. My dad had one of these years ago. Look at a dark swinger. Fortunately, when you come outside, there's a lot of noise from the track. You can see the smoke off in the distance. There's an early 70s Cougar. Convertible. This is Cobra with a Chrysler Cameo. Got this Gasser Nova. And the cool stacks going through the hood. One thing I haven't seen yet is a Mopar booth, which they're usually here. They're usually in the same room as Ford and Chevy. So might have to look up where they are, because I definitely want to see if Mopar's here and what they have on display as well. About a Hellcat powered BMW. a guy filming. And a Hellcat powered Charger, vintage Charger. Now normally this whole area here where it's empty is filled with display cars most years. Just for reference. Got this coupe. Got a 62 Corvette. It's a LT4 in it. A 57 Chevy. These are all, this one's got a lot of people around it. Actually, the welder up guys over there, I'm not going to bother him, but if you ever watch the Vegas Rat Rod show, he's over there. I don't like to bother celebrities, so although I do know Leno. If I ever get a chance, I do say hi to him because he always remembers me and remembers my father, but didn't really get that chance here. Obviously, he's quite busy. Got this Willis coupe. Alright, so I looked up on the map. I actually went to lunch, charged up some stuff while I was at lunch. And while I was at lunch, I looked up where the Mopar booth was. It's actually in the South Hall where all the tires and rims are. Is where they put. Actually, this is where they were last year, now that I think about it, or 2 years ago, now that I think about it. So I knew there's no way I could miss the Mopar booth. So have a look at this Roadrunner. It's a modern 392 Hemi in it. I said, I better hit the Mopar booth, otherwise everyone's going to get angry with me. And I'll be angry with myself, I'll be honest.
Who's this person here?
The Mopar booth, they always have their newer stuff, but then again, they always have some of the more vintage stuff with a modern twist. Last year they had that 58 Fury. I like Christine. This year they got a few vehicles.
Oh, you just got to drive it in.
I checked the YouTube short I did on the Project X. It's getting a lot of views, but unfortunately a lot of people are disliking it. Now you got to remember, I didn't build it, I just reported on it, so I was gonna have to report on it because it's literally the thing I think most people are talking about on social media pertaining to this show right now. So look at some of the crate engines and transmission options that they offer, including the 6-speed Tremec. I think there's like, oh, you can get a t-shirt, and I have a Mopar t-shirt from a few years ago I got here too. Have a look at this Challenger. White letter tires. Here's another Challenger done up to look like the old direct, one of the old direct connection drag cars. I think Mopar really has done a great job of bringing muscle back. As many of the companies have forgotten about that, let's face it. There's a vintage Jeepster. I believe this is from the Willis era before American Motors.
But it is nice. It's integrated.
And if you do like Mopars, check out my video from last week from the Mopar show, the Fall Fling Mopar show at Woodley Park. So it's got a bunch of vintage surf stickers on the dashboard there, ready to hit the beach. And we have this Kaiser Jeep military vehicle with a modern power plant. I'll show you some of the modern offerings, including this Gladiator with a utility bed on the back. This is Jeep Top Dog.
I want to see the orange now.
Of course, back in the day, Chrysler bought AMC basically to get Jeep. And of course, nowadays they offer a whole line of accessories for all their products, including the Jeeps. A whole line of Mopar accessories. Axles. This one's the new Jeep Grand Cherokee, which most people thought when they announced they were bringing it back was going to be like the vintage Woody Grand Cherokee, which unfortunately it is not. And if you like newer vehicles, I'll be at the LA Auto Show shooting that in a few weeks. Alright, so this over here is the Hoonigan Burn Yard. See, they got the Caprice. Is this the one that Hoonigan built? I think it is. I watched like a bunch of that build and I wasn't able to watch the whole thing, but this thing is pretty wild, this donk. I believe that is the one they built. Yeah, it even says that's their build. They decided to build a donk, even though like donks aren't as popular on the West Coast as they are like in Florida and Texas and in the South. But I need to see this one in person. Looks like they're building a Rolls Royce. Of course, a Harlequin Volkswagen. These were kind of a wanted when they were new. Now they're very collectible. And this Chevy C10 pickup. I can't get too close over there because they are playing music, unfortunately, although I'm sure the loud noises might drown it out. Okay, I'm just going to give you guys like an idea of the outside area. It does fill up because a lot of these people that come out here don't have badges, as you definitely don't need a badge to be out here. I shot most of the stuff. I'm going to go back in, see if there's anything else I should pick up for shots for you guys. A lot of lifted trucks here. Obviously this isn't a lifted truck channel, so But if that is your sort of thing, they've definitely got you covered in that department. And Ford's got their demonstrations and stuff over there. Of course, they're blasting music, so I can't show it to you unless I happen to catch it at the right moment. But it's just literally vehicle. It's impossible to shoot this entire thing, as you can imagine. So I try to get sort of the more interesting stuff I spot, and of course, definitely the more controversial stuff, such as the Project X. So for now, I'm gonna go hit that building right over there, and we'll see what we can find. And before we go in the building, we'll have to take a look at this chain smoker truck.
Hey, how's it going? Good.
And I don't think this was here earlier. It's got a Cummins in it. Very interesting custom with the chains literally going everywhere. Let's see what's going on. As you can imagine, it's getting a lot of attention. The treasure chest in the back. This one's actually a Fargo truck, so it's a Canadian truck. So this is the Jay Leno's garage booth. I'm going to show you this vintage Fox body Mustang Highway Patrol car. It's fully restored with manual transmission. I remember, I can't get through, there's actually a table. But I remember when these were actually in use by the Highway Patrol. I don't think they give them, it's a 1982. And it is a police spec. It's got the block off plate for the antenna for the normal radio. And definitely a really cool piece of not only Mustang, but California Highway Patrol history. This is a Buick that's been converted to electric. I think all these cars in this little area here are electric vehicles. It's got the modernized interior. So it still has a
I suppose if you ever wanted to change it.
filler neck there. I don't know. I believe these are all electric. That one has a filler neck in the trunk. Could be the plug-in for the Charger. How about an electric Bronco? You could play football on that. This is ready to go to the beach. And the electric Volkswagen thing's been happening for a while, so it's a Volkswagen thing. There's actually a company in Southern California that's been doing like Beetle and Bus and all sorts of Volkswagen conversions, and they do it so they could be put back to original if you want to, which I think is definitely the way to do it if you're going to do a classic vehicle as an electric. And we'll show you what's in the back here. It's EV West, that's the company. And then we have an electric Toyota Land Cruiser. And I realize this video is probably very lengthy, so if you're hanging in this long, thanks very much. And we're glad to have you watching the channel, because we know there's a lot of SEMA videos. I've seen a lot of guys filming out here. And this is the SEMA Battle of the Builders. So we have a look at this Cummins powered Dodge. You go up in there, I can't even see it. You'll be able to see it because I'm holding the camera up, but if we come around the other side, there's a little bit more room. Nope. And I'm gonna have to stop the camera due to the music, unfortunately. Yeah, I think I'm far away enough from the music to show you some of these Battle of the Builders vehicles. I hope. Hopefully that's actually like YouTube copyright free stuff or something, because it's not a song I recognize or anything. But I may just have to do a quick walkthrough here, and unfortunately it's in the video they're playing in the background. I just can't take a chance of such a long upload and getting flagged for something at the very end. So this one's actually a winner from 2020 of the Battle of the Builders, this 41 Dodge Coupe. I don't think I'll be doing anything like that with my 40 Ford Coupe. Mine has original patina. This looks like it was applied later. It's a wrap. Still a very, very cool car. I'll show you some more of the Battle of the Builders cars that I can get to. There's a huge crowd around here. I think they just did like some sort of where they picked certain cars to move on to the next round, so that's why there's still a lot of people standing around here. This GT350 Shelby.
Somebody on Zoom.
Got some of the Myers Manx dune buggies over here.
Yes, I'm the chief operating officer.
We're calling this the Baja 1000 Experience. I've seen this one around. This is actually the very first car done by Bruce Myers, the first Myers Manx dune buggy. And it still makes it out to a lot of events, and I think it's been in the Peterson for a little while. It's something you've probably seen on TV before. Another dune buggy and a Jeep pickup. And I'll check out this Galpin Ford sponsored Bronco. It's still sporting the paint from the 1960s. Do the Hearst auto stick there on the floor. There's the Ole Beer Parnelli Jones Bronco. I'm not sure, but this is probably the one from Gone in 60 Seconds. The original movie, obviously not the remake.
Iron Man spec. As far as I know, I'm the only person to do that in a trophy truck history.
I think there was a few of these Ole Broncos though. All right, that's gonna wrap things up for this video here at SEMA 2021. And if you like what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment. What do I think about Project X? Because that's probably gonna be the big thing. Honestly, to be honest, I really think they should have found another 57 Chevy to do it too, because that one is an icon and definitely a part of hot rodding history, and it would have been very easy to find another one to do it too. So that's my honest feelings about it, and I think that's what a lot of people feel about it, because a lot of people grew up seeing that in the magazines, and that's about where that is. We got Lemons Rally videos coming up for you this weekend, hopefully, as long as everything works out and we're able to make the rally. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.